Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are unpacking something just truly fascinating. We're doing a complete culinary deconstruction of Lin King Yan's 8-hour deep sleep protocol, which is also known as the Cheddar Tonic Protocol. Now, if you have ever struggled with getting a full, continuous night's rest, or if you're just really interested in the cutting edge of nutritional biohacking, this approach is going to fundamentally change how you view your evening meal.
So consider this for a second. Can a highly specific combination of cheddar cheese and medicinal aromatics actually overcome age-related sleep decline? I mean, it sounds wildly unconventional, right? Most of us are always told to avoid heavy dairy right before bed. But as we're going to see in the source material today, this isn't just about throwing random tasty foods together in a bowl. It's a highly targeted, scientifically purposed culinary intervention, and it's designed to fix a systemic problem so many of us face as we get older, which is waking up way too early and losing those vital, restorative hours of deep sleep.
At first glance, the dish we're talking about just looks like a vibrant, comforting bowl of porridge. But notice the deliberate juxtaposition here. We've got traditional Eastern medicinal aromatics mixed directly with Western nutritional staples, literally a block of cheddar cheese. And please, don't miss the post-meal fruit served on the side, specifically a mandarin and some dates. As the author notes, those aren't just a sweet dessert to finish off the meal. They actually play a totally critical biochemical role that we are going to break down shortly. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is the philosophy driving this unique dish? Well, the author, Lin King Yan, bases this entire protocol on a core concept called intuitive diversity. Essentially, this is a non-repetitive fridge sourcing method. You combine Eastern medicinal aromatics with Western nutritional density to create a tailored, functional meal based on what you actually have on hand in your kitchen. So instead of eating the exact same rigid recipe every single night, you adapt. You modify your base ingredients to maintain your gut microbiome's diversity, all while still hitting the core functional matrices required for sleep, recovery. It's practical, it's highly adaptive, and honestly, it's deeply intentional.
Okay, Section 1. Deconstructing the recipe, layer by layer.
So the absolutely crucial starting point is the foundation. According to the protocol, the base consists of exactly 1,200 milliliters of water, 90 grams of Thai jasmine rice, and 30 grams of tricolor quinoa, all simmered together for 20 minutes. The source even notes a really clever variation where you can swap out 1 tablespoon of rice for sweet corn just to optimize the texture. But the real structural magic, that happens in what's called the emulsion. You whisk 3 soft-boiled eggs directly into the hot porridge, followed by a very specific 28-gram, matchbox-sized cube of frozen natural cheddar cheese. This precise combination of complex carbohydrates, egg proteins, and milk casein forms the heavy-lifting, sustained-release base of our sleep-inducing meal.
Next up, we layer in the functional components. First, we've got the fiber matrix. This utilizes vegetables like broccoli, okra, king oyster mushroom, and red bell pepper. Their primary function? Slowing down the digestion of those carbohydrates for what the author brilliantly calls strategic satiety. Then we have the spice matrix. We're using olive and white sesame oils mixed with some really powerful aromatics, turmeric, white cardamom, and lemongrass to provide a healthy lipid base. And finally, to tie this whole complex profile together, we use the bridge, which is 1 tablespoon of organic toasted rice vinegar. This specific vinegar physically connects these incredibly diverse flavors, bringing the high-fiber vegetables and the rich, fat-soluble spices into perfect culinary harmony.
Now, the sensory dynamic here is totally unique. The author notes that despite the salt content of cheddar, the dish is actually characterized by a sophisticated bitterness or a bitter, fragrant profile. When you eat this, it is absolutely not meant to be a salty, heavy cheese bomb. The starch from the grains and the pectin from the vegetables actually work to encapsulate the sodium ions from the cheese. This fascinating little interaction allows the earthy, medicinal tones of the turmeric and cardamom to completely dominate, creating this medicine-like umami sensation. And here is exactly why this matters. That specific bitter, fragrant signal is what tells your nervous system that the work of the day is finally done, instantly triggering the biological transition into rest mode.
All right, Section 2, the biological journey, tryptophan to serotonin.
Remember that fruit we mentioned at the very beginning? The author defines this as the post-meal catalyst. They heavily emphasize that the dates or the Pakistani mandarin are definitely not merely a sugar substitute. They are highly functional. Step 1. The magnesium in the dates modulates your GABA receptors, which essentially calms the brain and reduces neuronal excitation. Step 2. Vitamin B6 serves as a crucial coenzyme, actively aiding the conversion of the tryptophan we got from the eggs into serotonin. And step 3, which is the most important part, the source notes that the dates act as a physical facilitator, helping that newly converted serotonin precursor actually cross the blood-brain barrier. It's an incredibly elegant biological chain reaction, initiated by something as simple as 2 little dates.
And this whole process brilliantly sets up a dual-wave architecture for sleep continuity. The short-wave architecture provided by the post-meal dates delivers a rapid, immediate energy wave to kickstart that sleep signaling process we just talked about. But obviously, a quick wave isn't going to keep you asleep for a full 8 hours. That's where the long-wave architecture comes in. The slow-digesting casein protein from the cheddar cheese, paired directly with that intense high-fiber vegetable matrix, delivers a sustained, overnight biological release. Together, they weave a system of total systemic stability that prevents you from waking up at 3 a.m. from a sudden blood sugar crash.
The source's sleep optimization matrix perfectly summarizes this biological equation. It starts with the signal, that bitter flavor profile transitioning your nervous system straight into rest mode. Then moving to the center, we have the intervention, the sustained night support provided by the heavy-hitting casein and fiber. And finally, that flows directly into the outcome, a full 8 hours of sleep, resulting in deep morning clarity and energy. It is a precise, carefully calibrated biological equation.
Section 3. Biological Outcomes. Defying Sleep Decline.
Now, the physical benefits reported in the source extend way beyond simply closing your eyes. In the post-protocol analysis, the author first points to strategic satiety. The sheer density of the casein and high fiber entirely eliminates late-night cravings. You simply do not want to snack before bed. Second is morning clarity. The author reports 0 digestive heaviness upon waking up, which is pretty incredible considering you just ate cheese and porridge the night before. Third, high energy, absolutely no brain fog in the morning. And finally, systemic stability. This entire protocol is designed to operate under real-world dietary constraints while maintaining very low AGEs, or advanced glycation end products, which is absolutely essential for overall longevity and cellular health.
But the most crucial takeaway here, the ultimate metric of success for this entire culinary experiment, is achieving that golden number, 8 hours. The author reports successfully defying what is widely considered an inevitable age-related sleep decline. By consistently applying this exact functional matrix, they actually managed to extend their total uninterrupted sleep from a standard, somewhat restless 7 hours to a full, deep, and restorative 8 hours.
So, as we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with a really provocative thought to consider the next time you sit down for dinner. Does your evening meal signal your nervous system to rest, or does it signal it to work? Most of us are eating dinners that unknowingly force our bodies into overdrive just to digest them, which is completely disrupting our circadian rhythms. Lin Kang Yan's Cheddar Tonic Protocol challenges us to view our dinner not just as a collection of calories, but as a biological intervention, a deliberate set of signals designed to optimize our recovery. Thank you so much for joining me in breaking down this fascinating source material, and I highly encourage you to rethink the functional purpose of your own dinner choices tonight.